Carl the Collector is an Emmy Award-winning PBS series created by Zachariah Ohora. First released in 2024, the series is centered around Carl, an autistic raccoon who loves building collections of many things and the adventures he has with his friends in Fuzzy Town. Carl the Collector's characters center around Carl, Nico, Arugula, Lotta, Forrest, and Sheldon. Carl and Lotta both have autism, while Forrest has ADHD. There are also characters like Paolo, who is nonverbal autistic, and Dylan, who is implied to be neurodivergent. Carl the Collector has been a landmark in contemporary media for its nuanced and delicate portrayal of neurodivergence. The show's portrayal of the autistic experience and the various presentations of autism is especially refreshing, and also discusses challenges and situations neurodivergent people face in broad and accessible ways, often disentangled from the condition itself. It reminds the viewer that autistic issues are not exclusively experienced by autistic people, and that their lives can be no different than the lives of you or I. While Carl the Collector certainly deserves praise for its nuanced approach of neurodivergence, did you know that Carl the Collector's presentation is actually wholly respectful of and considerate of the needs of autistic viewers? With that audience in mind, it has to be deliberately accessible in a way that other children's shows do not, transcending the medium of television through its artistic choices in musical composition, editing, writing, and even visual design. Series creator Zachariah Ohora had always admired the Peanuts soundtracks composed by Vince Guaraldi, and wanted to compose Carl the Collector in a way that was distinct from other children's media. Composed by Eraserhood Sounds, Carl the Collector's official score is a synth-heavy jazz fusion, reminiscent of 1970s moogsploitation music and the cool jazz that Guaraldi made iconic in the Peanuts. Sound Spectrum, the official score for Carl the Collector, is distinct in its tone, instrumental palette, as well as pacing, utilizing soft textures and slow movement to contrast the brighter, more energetic style of arranging that is often used in children's television. The songs unfold very carefully and take their time to develop like good jazz music should. Eraserhood's lo-fi synth work creates an airy tone that feels gentle, flowing like a summer breeze that allows the instrumentals to fit seamlessly into the background. The wispiness of the electronics and the buzzing low end give the instrumentals a sharp sense of contrast without increasing their presence. All of the sounds used are textured, but not harsh. The music isn't formless or fragile. It's sprawling, strong, and unassuming when it needs to be. It's robust enough to have its own identity, but flexible enough to be used across many scenarios. Crescendos and instrumental flourishes utilize soft fades to ensure that volumes never peak unexpectedly or add sudden stimulation. Keyboard melodies swirl in the background, adding a sense of movement to the score that is subdued, but strong enough to communicate tension using instrumental cues and progression. Eraserhood Sound's percussion is notably dampened, with snares being much more muted in timbre and depth than usual. The percussion lacks punch, but not so much that it loses definition entirely, which creates cohesion in the instrumental palette by uniting the softness of the other instruments with the rhythm. Compared to other TV shows, Carl the Collector's mixing is also at a lower volume than other scores, ensuring that the music remains low in stimulation, even with its intentionally understimulating sound design. Stimulation isn't just about texture, but volume as well. The sense of tension is not emphasized by the volume, but the pace and tone of the music itself. It's never rushed or hurried, but smooth and cool. These deliberate production choices may not seem like much, but they control the stimulation received from the music, as well as how much stimulation viewers can receive by the show itself. It's important to remember that some autistic viewers can interpret the mixing of a TV show to be louder than it actually is, and these creative choices help ensure that sounds compete with each other as little as possible. One of the things that you instantly notice after watching Carl the Collector is its slower narrative pace. The characters take their time in articulating themselves, moving about their environment, responding to other characters, and moving from scene to scene. Rarely do camera angles change or are locations used as backdrops or for quick transitions. Characters move and interact within these environments, occupying the entire scene and giving each place a much greater sense of depth. This is deliberate, as it creates slowness within the storytelling that is rich in detail while manipulating and controlling the pace of the show beyond dialogue and music. Part of this is a stylistic choice, but it also helps accommodate the performances of the voice actors so they don't feel rushed. Autistic people can have an atypical prosody, which means that their vocal rhythm can be at a different pace or intonation than usual, which can affect how fast or fluidly they speak. Carl the Collector is unique because it has deliberately paced the show around a slower prosody, but not so much as to where dialogue becomes restrained by it. Carl and Lotta both exhibit an atypical prosody, but since characters never talk over each other, the show's conversational pacing feels consistent between all characters as they interact. Because some of the voice actors are autistic themselves, establishing the pace around that atypical prosody means that Fuzzy Town deliberately avoids having to reconcile different speeds of talking or articulation together, while also ensuring that the dialogue is more impactful and easily absorbed as a result of that pace. More importantly, it puts all styles of speaking on a level playing field, giving those with atypical prosody equal social power while using it to set the narrative pacing. Autism informs Carl the Collector not just sonically, but visually as well. Perhaps another way that Carl the Collector designs around autism is in its chosen color palette. The show makes extensive use of muted, earthy colors in its backgrounds, characters, and objects. Rarely are vibrant, saturated colors or pure whites used in the design of the environments, characters, or backgrounds. Most environments consist of muted and neutral colors. These design choices help ground the consistency of the color palette and define the visual style of Carl the Collector as deliberately understimulating. The lack of saturation creates a sense of calm and safety in all of its environments, which contrasts from other shows that can have a more vibrant look and a bolder choice of color. This calmness and safety is further communicated by the design elements that make up the characters themselves. All of the characters are constructed primarily using rounded shapes, which allows them to blend into their environments more cohesively and gives each character a friendly appearance. None of this is revolutionary for children's media, but it is indicative of intention. Some colors can be overwhelming to autistic and neurodivergent people, and grounding the show's design and accessibility allows for those with sensory issues to enjoy it without having to worry about receiving too much visual stimulation. In fact, Carl the Collector's simplicity is exactly what makes it autism-friendly. The character and world designs aren't too complicated, dimensional, colorful, or busy to where they could be visually overwhelming or lack cohesion. Its design philosophy is incredibly consistent and accommodating, ensuring that any would-be autistic viewers are able to enjoy the show with predictability and ease in a way that differentiates itself from all other children's programming. Carl the Collector is one of the most important cartoons of the 2020s, if not the 21st century. It represents a landmark in animation for autistic representation in media at large, and a landmark in accessible design in media. It's one thing for a television show to be touted as progressive and inclusive, and it's another thing entirely for that to extend beyond its subject matter. Carl the Collector's attention to detail in its music, arrangements, and mixing creates an iconic low-stimulation soundtrack that accounts for the needs of neurodivergent individuals while functioning as an effective score for television. Its pacing and respect of different prosodies allows for speech differences to feel normalized and equal while acting as the foundation for the pace of the show itself. Ahora's illustration work encompasses deliberate use of rounded shapes with muted and desaturated colors, creating a visual language for the show that intentionally limits complexity, visual noise, and stimulation. When noticed individually, these details are unremarkable aspects of children's programming, but when taken together, showcase Carl the Collector's rich sense of world building and accommodation for an autistic audience specifically. Ahora, Fuzzy Town, and PBS wanted to make a simple show to entertain and inform a new generation of children about autism. But I don't think viewers ever expected for them to go to such lengths to accomplish that goal and to accommodate that minority of people either. Being able to create and distribute public media relating to neurodivergence is an immense accomplishment in and of itself, but Ahura and his team at Fuzzytown Productions have taken Carl the Collector to another level entirely, delivering a truly special piece of media even with the laurels of progressive representation. Carl the Collector is a truly inclusive show that accommodates autism with every creative decision. It also acknowledges that accommodation isn't just about whether or not something can be accessed, but it's about ensuring that everyone who can access it is able to enjoy what they are watching. When media truly includes everyone as a viewer, that means its sound design, pacing, and writing includes everyone as well. Inclusion is so much more than characterization, and the incredible team at Fuzzytown Productions understand that more than any showrunners ever have. Carl the Collector wasn't a TV show made for those on the autism spectrum or to teach neurotypical children about neurodivergence. Simply, Carl the Collector was made for TV lovers everywhere.